Good morning everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Saturday the 15th of February 2025 and today we're off back to the International Stadium. It is Gateshead versus Altrincham in the National League. Now it's going to be a bit of an unorthodox way up there for me today because they're doing quite a lot of maintenance work on the East Coast main line, which means my normal way up is blocked. So in many ways today we are reliving the old days of travel montages to Gateshead because I'm going to Middlesbrough, then getting the X10 bus up to Gateshead from there. So yeah, a bit of a blast from the past in this video today. But without further ado, let's get into this. So I'm in Gateshead and going into this afternoon's game, Altrincham are currently in 7th place in the National League table, which is the last playoff spot. At the start of the season it was a bit of a consistency issue above all else for them, but the calibre of players that they do have in the side and the fact that in my personal opinion they are one of the best footballing sides in the division, I did think it was only ever going to be a matter of time before they did start to get it together, and we're seeing it just now. They're definitely in good form going into this game this afternoon, so we're going to have to be at our best to get a result. It always is a tough game against Altrincham. You don't beat them by being lucky. You've got to be genuinely putting in a good performance to be able to get the better of them, and we're coming into it in 5th place now in the National League table. We have dropped down a place since we last had Gateshead on the channel, which was that 1-1 draw against Oldham Athletic 3 weeks ago. Obviously since then we have only played one match, but we did pick up our first win of 2025 last Saturday, which was a 4-0 win away to Wealdstone. It is just my bloody luck, isn't it, that you wait so long for a win in a calendar year, then when it does come I'm not even able to be there. So hopefully this afternoon it can be our first home win of the calendar year. Of course in midweek we were due to be playing at home to Braintree Town, but unfortunately the weather did get the better of that one. But I guess the kind of positive that came through that is that it maybe gave us a bit more time to prepare for this particular game this afternoon. Yeah, and as we say, it's going to be one of them where we're going to have to be at our best to get a result out of the game. You look at over the last few years, the calibre of players that Altrincham have produced, likes of Chris Clark and Ryan Colclough, that have moved on to, with all due respect, bigger clubs in higher leagues. And this year it looks like it's all about Regan Linney and Alex Newby, both of them firing on all cylinders for them. So it goes without saying that our defence are going to have to be in tip-top shape and at it for and switched on for the duration of this game to keep those two quiet. It's going to be a couple of big games for our defence coming up. obviously playing Altrincham today, which we just touched upon. Then on Tuesday night, it's going to be a good test at home to Sutton United, who have Will Davis banging them in for them. Then next Saturday, it's away at Solihull Moors. Of course, Connor Wilkinson's been the goal scorer for them. I'm not sure if he's injured or not at the minute. I'll have to have a look into that a little bit later on. But speaking of goal scorers, we have Gateshead have been busy in the transfer market this week. Unfortunately, last weekend Louis Flower picked up an injury in that Wealdstone game, but he has been replaced by Terrell Sellers-Fleming, who's arrived from Hull City until the end of the season. Scored, I think, 12 goals in the Under-21s league this season. Has made a few appearances for Hull's first team as well, so definitely arrives with a lot of potential. It does feel quite similar to when we brought Dejon Brown in last season, and obviously look how that turned out. Hopefully this can have a similar effect, and we've been strengthening in all areas of the field, it seems. Brandon Horton's arrived on a permanent deal from Chesterfield, a player that made quite a lot of appearances in their title-winning season last year. And as well, Jack Rolls has arrived from Crawley Town until the end of the season. So the rather unique MK Dons, Gateshead, Carlisle and Crawley quartet goes on. So yeah, there's been new bodies arrive in the building, which is probably what I have needed. I think ultimately now the January transfer window has finished, we can now all move on. Regan Beauty's still with the club, and obviously by the looks of it willing to give his absolute all for the side, which is good to see. So just need to put that whole saga behind us now. If he leaves in the summer, he leaves in the summer, but we've got him until the end of the season, which could prove absolutely instrumental for us. There's no getting away from the fact he's a very, very good player, and they're all going to have to be good players this afternoon, because as we say, a very tough game, but one in which if we get a result out of it, could go a very long way towards us achieving what we want to achieve. So let's head on down to the International Stadium and find out how it all unfolds. So the team's warming up. Altrincham are getting ready just over there. Going to be in a change strip of light blue by the looks of things this afternoon. Of course, when they're at home, they would play in red and white stripes. And Gateshead are getting ready just here. Of course, we are going to be in the white and black home strip. Anyway, I'll see you when the players are coming out of the tunnel and ready to start the match.
How are the lads?
Get it in the box.
Come on, men.
Come on, men. Hit them
Go on, Will.
Go on.
Go on. Come on. Oh. No.
How's he missed that?
Go on, Will.
Shoot.
Oh!
See, all people question it. All people question it. The Ben's don't.
Go on, Jesus.
Go on, he looks like a prick. He's going to score now.
Ah, yes.
Too easy.
Go on! It always seems to come down this side. Shoot!
He's got at the end of the game, have you watched more than Paul will have?
Go on, Georgie!
Go on. Yeah. Oh! Too easy again.
Go on! Away from Timmy! Get it out! Fucking way from Gateshead! Come on, man! The piss, man! Go on! Gateshead!
Wouldn't be playing if one of Butterfield or Ollie was fit.
No, he wouldn't.
Half-time, Gateshead 0, Altrincham 1. We can count ourselves a little bit unlucky with a couple of the chances, obviously hitting the woodwork twice and that sort of thing, but defensively it's been an absolute shambles. Altrincham are just cutting through us all a bit too easily. I mean, the goal that they scored was absolutely farcical on our behalf, to be quite honest with you. Just totally schoolboy defended, and if they hadn't gone on and scored, then they may well have even got a penalty. Just grabbing him all ends up, but as it was, they did go on and scored. It's been again another typical Gateshead against Altrincham game. There's been plenty of shots, plenty of chances either way, but yeah, I do think at the back especially, we're definitely doing ourselves no favours whatsoever. So I think yeah, Magnay's got one or two players to maybe give a little bit of a bollocking to at half time. It'll be interesting to see what sort of subs we do make in the second half, if we look to bring the new lad from Hull on or anything like that. So obviously we are still in the game, which is kind of the main thing at this point. I do feel as though if Regan Linney wasn't on the bench for Altrincham, then there is a real danger there. They could be outside by now, but as it is, they're not, and we do still have a chance. But as we say, defensively, we've got to be a lot better than that. Yeah, it's been an interesting half to say the least, but in many ways, we've not really done ourselves anything.
Absolutely fucking dog shit.
Who now? Fucking me, man.
10 years ago.
10? Yeah.
Too easy.
All the high fish are usually hurt. What? Jesus Christ!
Shoot! Go on! Shoot! Shoot! Martin Britton scored from the Alberts in the year 2011. This exact spot. Go on! Shoot! Shoot! Come on! Go on! Give it! Shoot! Shoot! The Dom's coming on.
Aye, for Tinkler.
Mine. That is abysmal, that. That was criminal, that. It's me? Jim? Oh, this is... Diving it up! Good save, that. Come on! Shoot! Should have shot. Yeah? Great ball! Shoot! Oh! Come on!
5 minutes of added time at the end of this game, 5 minutes. Ignore him. This is basically the last chance. Come on.
Football's easy, man. Football's easy. Hard as you fucking can.
Full-time Gateshead 0, Altrincham 1. We had enough chances to win 2 games there, and it has to be said that Altrincham defended superbly and the goalkeeper had an absolute blinder, but it's just been the case a bit too many times of late that a lack of cutting edge has proved costly for us. And I think in games like today and against Halifax, when you're conceding goals as cheaply as that, it doesn't matter how early in the game it is or whatever, you're always then from that point leaving yourselves with a lot to do. And it just felt like after a while like it just absolutely was going to be one of those days, and that is absolutely the way that it turned out to be. As we said, Altrincham, they were very well disciplined defensively. They were throwing bodies on the line left, right and centre. It was just almost impossible for us to break them down. But I think the overall intent from our attacking play today, I think we had the right ideas, but obviously we just ultimately couldn't execute them. And I think it's now important that we do just brush this one off as one of those days as soon as we possibly can, and move on to Tuesday at home to Sutton, which is going to be another tough game. Obviously another side in fairly respectable form just now. Obviously, as I said, got a player in form in Will Davis just now, but I'm just frustrated above all else after that one today. I'm not overly disappointed with the actual performance because, as I said, on another day they probably would have found the back of the net at some point, and maybe over the balance of the game you could maybe argue that we deserve something out of the game, but at the same time, if you don't take your chances and if you're a bit naive defensively, you get punished for that, and that is unfortunately what happened for us today. Coming up against a good side that had plenty of chances of their own, and on another day they could have been well and truly out of sight at various times throughout the course of that game, so we can maybe count ourselves lucky in that respect as well. But I'm just as I say, it's just frustrating above all else, because winning that one today would have gone a hell of a long way, like for us achieving what we want to achieve this season in terms of getting in a playoff place. I think the title's basically gone now. Let's be real about it, and finishing second or third is probably going to be a bit too much of a stretch now as well. But I think at the very least we want to be getting a home game in the playoff eliminators, so that has to be the initial target for the time being. And it's important that we get back on track or home form, because in the first half of the season it was very, very good, but it seems to have tailed off quite a bit over the last few weeks. Now I've had some tough games thrown in there, but yeah, I think like against Oldham, against Halifax, and today the teams that are in and around the top end of the table in the playoff places were giving goals away a little bit too cheaply, and against Halifax and today it well and truly cost us. Obviously against Oldham we maybe got away with it a little bit, but we've just got to dust ourselves down, maybe work out what we can maybe be doing that a little bit better in the final third to just give us that bit more cutting edge, and as I say, just go again on Tuesday and just go hell for leather to make sure we try and get the 3 points in the bag in that one. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back on Tuesday with that Gateshead versus Sutton United game. Can we bounce back? Check back on Tuesday to find out, but until then, take care, cheers for watching, see you later.